Welcome to another live stream Watchalong reaction. This afternoon, here we go. We're watching and reacting to Germany versus Ivory Coast, FIFA World Cup 2026 Group E. And they're playing in Toronto. They're playing at BMO Field. Feels weird to see BMO not have a CONCACAF team or TFC playing in it. Or Canada. Feels weird. All covered in FIFA stuff as well. Germany versus Ivory Coast. Starting 11s are as follows for Germany in goal. Manuel Neuer. The back four, Joshua Kimmich, Jonathan Tah, Schlotterbeck, Nathaniel Brown. The midfield, defensive midfield two, Felix Nemecha, Alexander Pavlovic. The right winger, Leroy Sané. The center attacking mid, Jamal Musiala. Left winger, Florian Wirtz. And up top, Kai Havertz. For Ivory Coast in goal, Yaya Fofana. The back four, Jelaine Conan, Emmanuel Agbodou, Odilon Kosunu, Wilfried Singo. Center defensive or center mids, Ibrahim Sangare, Frank Kessié, Christ, and now Ulai. And the front three, Yandi Amande, and Yon Boni, and Amad Diallo. Here for the Ryan Early squad. What up, Ozon? What up? What up? Okay. What up? Match 2 of the day of 4. We'll get going. Deutschland. Auf geht's, Deutschland. I guess. Yeah, I'm wearing the freaking Bayern jersey, so auf geht's. Juan Gabriel Benitez, Paraguay. As I said, if Alphonso Davies, I only have this Davies jersey because of Alphonso Davies, even though Davies ain't on it. Antonio Garcia. As I said, it's like the Dallas Cowboys. Would I even like Bayern if Davies wasn't there? No. No, I would not. Just like I wouldn't like the Dallas Cowboys if Dak Prescott wasn't there. Manuel Neuer, Schlotterbeck, Tah, Kimmich, Brown, Pavlovic, Musiala, Nemecha, Wirtz, Havertz, Sané. I mean, the Germany jersey is pretty cool. Maybe I should buy one. I think a hockey guy was talking about buying a Germany jersey. I don't blame him. I like the jersey they're wearing this World Cup. Wouldn't mind it. I do have some German blood. I do. Yaya Fofana, Jelaine Conan, Emmanuel Agbodou, Odilon Kosunu, Singo, Kessié, Sangare, Ulai, Diamande, Boni, and Diallo. So, room for Germany because my star boy Florian Wirtz. Fair enough. If only, well, not. If only, well, he wasn't as much of a flop as Isaac. I'll blame, I'll just blame that on Arne Slot. I'll just blame that on Arne Slot. How about that? Everything that went wrong this year for Liverpool, I blame on Arne Slot. How about that? I think that's the easy way to do it. I think Wirtz will be better under Iraola. I really do believe that, though. I really do believe that. I really believe that. Is the slot tax, Ryan? I think so. Tar Heels up 3-2 on the Sooners after 2 College World Series Game 1. Go North Carolina. Go UNC. I agree. Second, here we go in Toronto at BMO Field. Or Toronto Stadium, if you have to say it the way FIFA says it, but I don't. BMO Field. The home of Toronto FC. Our home and native land. And we're off. Germany playing forward. See what I did there. Second match of the day. Header. Brought down, shot over the bar by Havertz. Ever since he got his name back, he's been on fire. I'm not going to lie. See, that's how you do it, 93. You earn your name back, and then you go on fire. See, that's how you do it, 93. Now, ask Jonathan David. He got his name back 10 minutes after we took it away, and he went on fire. See, that's how you do it, 93. 40 seconds. And Jonathan David the other day, exactly. He lost his name for 10 minutes and then got it back and then had a hat trick. Ivory Coast looking sharp. They just started 1 minute in, 0-0. And I guess Kyle Laren, too. Or we were about to take away Kyle's name, but then he scored again and we didn't do it. Either 93 is so much of a loser, he's not affected by losing his name and he's just still a loser, or he doesn't. I don't know. Because it seems to me that Havertz lost his name. He ended up getting it back and performing and then getting it back and is on fire. Jonathan David got his name back. 93 does not want to get his name back, it seems to me. He's that much of a loser. Unlucky that. 2 minutes in. Unlucky that. My God, that's a gnarly shadow at BMO. I don't think I cannot remember seeing a shadow that gnarly at BMO. It's been a while. See, because I think the thing about Toronto is normally their games start at noon or 1 over there or at 9. I think this might not have been a good time to start the game. Like half of the field is over a shadow and half of it's over sunlight. That's the roof for you. 93rd or 3 minutes in, cross in. That's got to be crazy. Playing on half of a field with half a shade and then half light, that's just got to be. That's just got to screw up your mental state. Wins group with a win, and Ecuador win or draw versus Curacao. Germany, whoever wins this game, if there's an outright winner, that team will advance to the round of 32. I would assume both teams could win the group if they win this game and the opposite result goes their way. So, if Ecuador beats Curacao, Ecuador head-to-head still lost to Ivory Coast. So, if Ivory Coast were to win. If Germany were to win, then Curacao would have to beat Ecuador. I guess, yeah. Or draw. 4 minutes in. Probably not going to happen. I would assume that's the case. That's out for a goal kick. See how interesting this one is. 0-0. Then, of course, we have Ecuador-Curacao next, and we'll review that once it's over. And then we'll be live for Tunisia-Japan. Then we have, of course, 4 matches tomorrow. 4 matches on Monday, 4 matches on Tuesday, and that's the last day of 4 matches a day. It went by a lot faster than I thought. I'm not going to lie. Well, a 4-match windows a day, I should say. Technically, the next 4 days after Tuesday, it's 6 matches a day, but they're in 3 windows, so we don't spend 10 hours watching games. We only spend 6 hours watching games. So, technically it's 3 games a day, but it's really 6. 3 windows. You know what I mean. Last Sunday was the first day of 4 games a day, right? So what? 9 days of 4 games a day? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 10 days and 4 matches a day. Then, of course, first 2 days were 2 matches a day. So 12 days of the group stage. 10 days of 4 games a day. Well, 16 days of the group stage. 10 days of 4 games a day. 2 days of 2 games a day. And 4 days of 6 games a day in 3 windows. 3-1, 3-3. The Canadian catcher for Oklahoma just hit his second home run. Ooh. Canadian catcher, cool, but it's Oklahoma. 6 minutes in. Bittersweet. For you, not me. Well, I mean, it's cool. Canadian catcher hit a home run in Omaha, but I just hope Mississippi State gets some good players through the portal, and they keep Jacob Parker. But, I mean, we had a pretty good turnaround this year with O'Connor, so I think State's on their way back. 4th World Cup appearance for Ivory Coast, their first appearance since 2014. Their best finish was the group stage. If they win today, they'll advance to the knockout stage for the first time in their country's history. And possibly could win the group if things go their way later on tonight or in the next match. Seven minutes in. Playing forward. Giant jersey tifo from Curacao. Is that real or just, I don't know. Playing forward. I can't believe it, but Brendan Little got optioned back to the minor leagues a day after he got called back up. He's cooked, right? We're never going to have to see him again, right? 8 minutes in. George Springer's 1,500th game played in MLB. Well, Chicago's winning 3-0. Damn it. 3-run homer. The Jays freaking sweep the Red Sox just to lose 2 to the freaking Cubs. Man, we're in hell. 5-0 Chicago. And we're back to 3 under 500. Are you fucking kidding me? We might actually be shit this year. Oh, that World Series is going to hurt me. Header saved! Havertz with a header. Losing that World Series is going to hurt me for the rest of my life, isn't it? Fuck. Schlotterbeck is down hurt. 0-0. 11 minutes. Well, how we doing, El Nini? The Blue Jays suck again. Nil-nil. $11 minutes. $12 minutes in, 0-0. Sane. Prediction score for Germany, Ivory Coast is 2-0. I mean, I think you're right. You're late, but I think you're right. 12 minutes in. I think you're about right. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Maybe 3. Playing forward. Thirteenth minute. $13 minutes. $13 minutes, 0-0. A lot of injuries and slow play in this game so far. Let's go, Germany. I agree. Tackle there. Schlotterbeck went down earlier. Schlotterbeck is down again. You know, the thing that sucks about this, in my opinion, is that if this game is about this close, that does not look good for Germany. That looks horrible for Curacao. If this game is close, Germany's one of those teams that are iconic. I agree. Beckenbauer, Gerd Muller, Schweinsteiger, Oliver Kahn, of course, Mario Götze, Marco Reus. Very, very iconic team with lots of successes. Lots of successes. Ecuador, Curacao on FS1. Both the last 2 games are on FS1. We will make Ugh. Sixteenth minute. Happy to see Neuer in goal. Me too. Playing forward. Oh, cleared away. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Playing forward, Germany. Shot saved. So it looks like the Kansas City game, the weather is going to be like late night. So we should, the Curacao Ecuador game should be gotten in perfectly. Good shot, Musiala. So from what I'm seeing on here, looks like the weather won't come in till, let's see what we got here. Oh, perfect. They have a DSS packet. Excessive rainfall outlook. What's the timing? They have not put a timing on. Okay. Over there. 18 minutes in. Off gets Deutschland. How we doing? How we doing? $6 o'clock. Huh. Playing forward. Saved. We're going to see how it turns. But they should be good. 20th minute. Twentieth minute. 20th minute. Shot! Behind the net. Behind the net. Yeah, they should be able to get in the Curacao game. Yeah, they should be able to get it in. So, if I'm not mistaken, this game ends at 5. Corner, right? This game ends at 5. 12, 1, 2, 3. So there's 2 hours in between the Ecuador and Curacao game. And there's 2 hours between the Tunisia and Japan game. Header. Shot! Goal! Goal! Germany! Goal for Germany off the header. Wait. Offside. It does not count. Offside. It is taken away. No goal. No goal. Actually, because the next game starts at 7. Clear foul. Yeah, he fouled the keeper. Yeah, he fouled the keeper. Well, yeah, he elbowed him. Yeah. So, the Ecuador-Curacao game starts at 7. This ends at 5. 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So we have 5 to 6, 6 to 7. We actually have 2 hours off. That's a foul. Yeah, no, it is. I agree. I had to see it in slow-mo, but yeah, that's a foul. I said it. Well, no, I've seen it. Yeah, that's a foul. I mean, he threw his elbow out. He runs him over. You can't do that, especially with the elbow out. Yeah, that's a foul. Yeah, that's a foul. So we'll try to get the streams up for tomorrow. By the time the next stream is up. And then we'll see what happens. It's a foul. And then I'll try to have the next 2 days of streams up sometime tomorrow, the Monday and Tuesday. '23rd minute. So from what I can tell, the game between Curacao and Ecuador will be able to be gotten in Kansas City before shit goes wild over there, weather-wise. I'm not surprised with the way that risk was drawn out. I'm not surprised. So there you go. Look. Playing forward. Oh. 24th minute. Cleared away by Germany. Ivory Coast is kind of is very solid defensively. Haven't really had much going forward, in my opinion. 10 straight wins for Germany. Their last loss was against Slovakia in September of 2025. Well, 2, 4. So I guess that was the first game of September then. Water break. So I guess that was the first game of September 2025 window, because 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in March, 2 in June, 2, 4, 6, 8. The first game against Curacao is 9. Yeah, makes sense. Now they make me wonder. They lost to Portugal in the Nations League semifinals in June of last year. They lost to France, and they lost to Slovakia. They had 3 straight losses. Then their second game in September, they beat Northern Ireland. They beat Luxembourg. They beat Northern Ireland. They beat Luxembourg. They beat Slovakia. From the second match of September all the way to November. In March, they won both their matches against Switzerland and Ghana. They beat Finland and USA in June or May. Curacao. Then they're drawing Ivory Coast, so to speak. Water break is over. 26 minutes into the match. Ivory Coast are doing very good defensively. They're doing very good defensively. So late September to early October, we have international break. Ivory Coast. The winner of this game will be in the round of 32. They will advance to the knockout stage. '27th minute, 0-0. '28th minute. Nil-nil. Germany has more possession than Ivory Coast. Had more chances. Ivory Coast defensively has shut them down, though. Solid game so far, though, I gotta say. Solid game here so far. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Playing forward. Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast on the ball. Ball crossed in. Has it shot. Blocked away. Shot in and goal. Goal. Goal for the Ivory Coast. Oh my word. Well, Curacao must be shit then. Well, Curacao must be shit then. Frank Kessié, I think, got the touch. Frank Kessié with a goal in the 30th minute. Wow. Frank Kessié scores on Germany. Wow. Ball crossed in, blocked away, and Kessié puts in the rebound. First shot came off of Diallo. Kessié right behind him and gets the rebounded goal. Boom. Frank Kessié. Neuer is washed. Well, I agree with that. Well, yeah. Curacao was expected to lose. Germany is absolute garbage for conceding a goal against Curacao and now losing to an African team. Germany's rubbish. Yeah, but if you think how does a rubbish team win 7-1? I'm saying that game raised our expectations way too high is my point for Germany. Yeah. Curacao was expected to lose, and I thought they played well for a while until they got screwed, but on the penalty. '30th minute for Kessier. Honestly, that's what happens when you're solid defensively. If something goes your way, it makes things look a lot better for you. Not, you really don't, but Ivory Coast will be going to the round of 32 if they win this game. And if Ecuador beats Curacao, Ivory Coast would win Group E if this holds. Incredibly washed. I mean, 4 years ago, Germany was obviously washed. 8 years ago, they were obviously washed. But there have been moments at the Euros. Here's the thing for me. There's been moments in the past couple of years around the Euros and World Cup where I'm like, you know what? They might be turning a corner. And then they do this. So I guess they haven't turned a corner. But it's not as obvious as 2022 or 2018 where it's like Ivory Coast is undefeated at the World Cup when scoring first. 2 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. But yeah, you're right. Germany, they still have to turn a corner. Because if they turned a corner, they wouldn't be losing to Ivory Coast. And I mean, Ivory Coast is a solid team. Let's not act like they're a bunch of nobodies. They've won an AFCON. They won an AFCON in 2023. Or they won the AFCON before last. I know they were at home, but they did. They fired their coach and did all that. But these players have won something. Germany's haven't. But again, this kind of just proves exactly what my point was all along. 33rd minute. '16th goal for Ivory Coast for Franck Kessier. Unless he's been playing since 2014, that's his first World Cup goal for the national team, I should say. January 2014 and now, Franck Kessier had been playing for, well, shit, there you go. Look. He played his first international game with the national team on September 2014. So, no, he did not play at the World Cup in 2014. So, yeah, first World Cup goal, Kessier. He also scored a goal in the final against Nigeria where they won the African Cup of Nations. '34th minute. Oh, this might not end well. '35th minute. If Germany loses this match, I have half a mind to do an RSR for this game as well. Hey, Dalton Varsho hit a home run. Yay. Playing forward, 36th minute. Hummel, Boateng, Schweinsteiger, Mueller, etc., that German discipline. Football-wise, yeah, they were very good leaders. Do you need a script for your RSRs, or is it off the dome? It's off the dome, except for the notes. I mean, I'll mark the goals and stuff, but besides the notes, the little amount of notes I take, that's really just an outline for me. I mean, everything I say is off the dome. The only things that aren't are the name of the person who scored the goal, the time of the person who scored the goal, or the time the goal was scored, and the score. Other than that, and the stats. Other than that, it's off the seat of my ass the whole way. Of course, these aren't. And these aren't scripted either. 37th minute. I don't like working off a script. I think I'm better not scripted. I can be entertaining with a script, but I don't think that's my either one. 37th minute. Ivory Coast playing forward. Oklahoma has 3 across top 4 with 2 out. DeCero being pulled. We're fucked, man. Saved. Well, at least as long as you win 1, you'll have a game 3. As long as you win game 2, you'll have a game 3. Best of luck. Hey, just be happy that Mississippi State didn't make the national championship. Be happy that UCLA didn't. It was North Carolina and Oklahoma that made the national championship, not Mississippi State and UCLA, which I will say this. The first time State played UCLA this year, I'm like, this is going to be the national championship this year. It didn't end up that way. Germany, here's a chance. Advantage play. Havertz, goal! No goal. Waved off. Damn. They finally waved it off. 0-1. Waved off goal merchants. Waved off goal merchants. Where was the foul? I'm not sure, actually. I got to see the replay. Oh, no. Musiala got him on the trailing leg. He got Kasunu on the trailing leg after he let go of the ball. There it is. That was foul. 39th minute. Trailing leg after Kasunu got rid of the ball. Musiala got him. Swung the leg. Sweep the leg, Jamal. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. '40th minute. Sweep the leg, Johnny. Well, sweep the leg. Free kick for Germany. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. 40th minute. Header. So is Ivory Coast Cobra Kai? What was your favorite game to watch so far this entire tournament? I'd say Qatar, Canada, if Kone didn't get his legs snapped in two. I gotta say, Iran, New Zealand. That was a fun one. It would have been, as I said, it would have been Canada-Qatar if Kone didn't get his legs snapped in two. If he didn't get injured, it would have been Canada-Qatar. Not just because I'm biased, but it was an awesome, well, it was awesome for Canada. It was awesome for Canada. But, okay, maybe it's a little bit of bias, but with Kone getting his legs snapped into, no. But I'd say, for me, my favorite game this tournament, I thought New Zealand-Iran was punch for punch, blow for blow, a seesaw of a game. It was very entertaining. It was very entertaining. Netherlands-Japan as well, very entertaining. Australia-Turkey, maybe? I think Germany-Curacao just got sad later on. Yeah, I'm going to go with New Zealand-Iran. I'm going to go with New Zealand-Iran. That was a fun one, I thought. Both teams had a chance to win. They both played each other. They both attacked. Both teams could have arguably won. It was very interesting. It was very back and forth. Yeah, we'll go with it. 42 minutes. But again, it would have been Canada-Qatar if Kone didn't get his leg broken in two. That really makes me not really say that game was that favorite game. I mean, I'm glad Canada scored. I'm glad Canada won by a lot. But I don't know. I would have taken a 4-0 where Kone didn't get injured. Because let's be honest, Canada's goal difference is too strong now not to qualify. Well, yeah. At least top two. Well, hold on. Only Bosnia and Qatar can only pick up 4 points. But even with our goal differential, well, the head-to-head over Qatar, we're going to finish second, even if we lost. Wait, so why are people not saying we've qualified? What? It never sounded like it. In theory, right? If Qatar were to beat Bosnia, we would head-to-head be second place, even if we lost to Switzerland. Or if we did lose to Switzerland. Is it because Bosnia can mathematically somehow overtake an 8-goal differential or whatever? We lose 5-1, and I guess mathematically Bosnia can win 5-1 and we lose 5-1 or something like that? Is that why? I guess so. Because I guess there's still a slight mathematical chance we lose heavy and then Bosnia beats Qatar heavily. Czechia, South Africa. Czechia, South Africa. That's a lot easier. That's a lot easier. That was a lot easier. 7-3. Sooners after 3.5. Yeah, you're cooked. So I guess the only reason Canada isn't qualified to the round of 32 mathematically is because if Bosnia were to win and they were to win heavily and we were to lose heavily, we'd both be on 4 points, and they'd be above us on goal differential. And then we have to see what the lucky losers are. Stoppage time is 7 minutes. 7 minutes of stoppage. Yep. 0-1 for Ivory Coast. So, either way. Well, then again, I didn't do an RSR for Spain versus Cape Verde, and that was probably a bigger shock than this. So, yeah, I'll just leave it to the Curacao game after that's over. But there will be a 2-hour break between this game and the Curacao game because that game starts at 7 and this game will be over at 5. I know, I'm surprised too. 45-37. 45-37. That 45-37 corner. But so I guess because Canada could technically lose heavily and Bosnia could win heavily, we're still not guaranteed to finish second. If Qatar were to beat Bosnia or they were to draw each other, we would, even with a loss, we'd finish second in the group. But because Bosnia could still theoretically win heavily and we'd lose heavily, and that all comes out in the wash, we have 7 goals for, 1 goal against, a +6 goal differential. Bosnia has 2 goals for and 5 goals against. 5 goals against, so a -3 goal differential. So we'd have to lose, they'd have to win, and we'd have to lose by equality in 9. We'd have to lose like 6-0, and they'd have to win 3-0, or we'd have to lose 5, and they'd have to win 5-0, or something like that, just to overtake us for second. So I guess mathematically there is still a minute possibility of Bosnia beating us on goal differential to be second place. But Canada's all but assured to be at least second place. We're pretty much in the round of 32, I would assume. So. '48th minute. Oh, he dived without anybody touching him. Did John Cena foul you? Why'd you flop when nobody touched you? Did John Cena foul you? 48th minute. Canada does get second who they face in round 32. Second place in Group A. So it's 2B, 2A if they got second place. So South Korea most likely. If they win the group, they'll get a third place team. I don't know how those are drawn, and we'll figure that out as we go. But, yeah, we played 2A. We played second place in Group A, which South Korea, very likely. I guess if South Africa were to beat South Korea, it would be South Africa then. South Korea at least needs 1 point. Yeah, that's tough. South Korea versus Canada is a tough game. Yeah, but CONCACAF teams have like a long unbeaten run against Asian teams, so. But it would be in LA. But the bad news is that South Korea, Canada would be in LA. Yeah, that's not going to end well for us. That would be at SoFi Stadium, and I guarantee you more South Koreans would be there than Canadians. Canada, if they were to win the group, would have their round of 32 match at BC Place and their round of 16 match at BC Place in Vancouver. If they finished 32nd or round of 32 finished second, they would have to go to LA, which South Korea versus Canada and LA would be pretty tough. Definitely wouldn't be the most liked team in that situation. Playing forward, Ivory Coast. Throw in. Playing forward. $15 minutes. Be 52 with the 7 minutes of stoppage time. Havertz plays at top of the box. Goes down. Ivory Coast gets the ball. Ivory Coast has been awesome. Found my USA jersey, added it with my Germany, Argentina, and Venezia jersey, so I'm ready. Nice. 51st minute. Germany are down 0-1 to Ivory Coast, and they're a minute away from being down at the half. What a disaster. I mean, Germany haven't, well, I mean, that was one bad defensive mishap, but offensively, I think Ivory Coast has stonewalled them more than Germany has really been bad. Ivory Coast have been amazing defensively, though. They've been amazingly defensively. Amazing defensively. Argos. The Toronto Argos win 44-24. Let's go, Argos! 52nd minute. But then again, everybody makes the playoffs in the CFL, so who cares? Just more for seeding than anything else, winning games, shots, save. It would be funny if the worst team, Verts is too slow. It's too slow to shoot, man. Shoot the ball. Damn you, Arne Slot! You ruined him! You fucking ruined him! Arne Slot can take a swing from my balls. You ruined him. You ruined him. Halftime, 0-1. Get a good grip. You fucking destroyed Florian Wirtz. You fucking destroyed him. Halftime, 0-0. Or 0-1. That's not a good thing. I think that's an insult. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that insult before. If you watch Robot Chicken, you'll know. I mean, that doesn't sound good at all. You know, I don't think I've ever heard anybody else use that insult but Robot Chicken on that Masterpiece Theater sketch. I don't think I've heard anybody else use. No? Is that supposed to be some high-class insult comparatively to others? I don't understand how it would be. Swing. 0-1 at the half. Why? But seriously, no. Arne Slot ruined Florian Wirtz. I'm serious. He ruined him. He ruined him. You ruined him. With that being said, we'll take a short break, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight, be back. 0-1. Huh? Wait, there's no way we're the ones with 8 runs. 8-5 Jays. There's no way. Then again, you're so happy. There's no way. There's no way. Oh my God, holy shit, we came back. Okamoto. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Boom, 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 boom. I thought we were cooked. I thought we were fucking cooked. Kazuma Okamoto, you fucking legend. I'm buying an Okamoto jersey. I don't care. The next shit. I still need a white Blue Jays jersey, and I still need a City Connect. You Savage and Okamoto. Unless somebody can find me that You Savage 2004 jersey in like a small. If somebody can find me that You Savage giveaway jersey in a small, adult small, I mean, that'll be good. Thank you. That You Savage throwback Holiday era jersey that they had that one time. If somebody can find me that in an adult small, that'll be good too. Because I love the Black Jays era jerseys. I love the Holiday era jerseys. I don't care. I grew up with them. That's when I became a fan of the Jays. No, I just think Germany is cooked. Germany is washed. I mean, yeah, the Heat. Well, no. Well, how hot is it in Toronto? It is 72 in Toronto. 72 is nothing. 72 is nothing. Buddy, I mean, I didn't play football in it, but I've worn a suit in damn near 90-degree heat twice. Well, a full suit in 90-degree heat, and then a polo shirt with khakis in 90-degree heat. I'm surprised I didn't get swamp ass either time. 72 is nothing. 72 is nothing. Point is, 72 is nothing. 72 is nothing. %61 possession, 39% possession. 8 shots to 4. 2 shots on goal to 2. 287 accurate passes, 89% to 182, 88%. 3 corners to 1. 8 shots to 4. 2 shots on goal to 2. 323 passes to 208. 89% pass accuracy to 88. 10 throws to 14. 0 offside to 1. 0 yellow cards, 0. 0 red cards, 0. 2 fouls, 3. 0-1. Ivory Coast has been very good defensively. And they've done exactly enough to keep Germany out of the net, and they scored a goal themselves. I mean, this is the perfect goal against the run of play, win the game situation. I think they're doing well. I think they're doing very well, Ivory Coast. Germany has not looked as good as they did against Curacao. So, we'll see how this goes. And the Blue Jays are going to the bottom of the 8th to try to get the Cubs out. Blue Jays have pitched Corbin, Estrada, and Jeff Hoffman. Well, the Jays are up 3 runs with 6 outs to get. The Jays might win this game after all. The Jays might win this game after all. But overall, I think Ivory Coast has played pretty well. But, yeah, the next Jays jersey, the next 2 Jays jerseys I want to get, I still need a white Jays jersey. I mean, I have every color of the current era besides the white and the City Connect. I have a gray, I have a blue, I have a powder blue, I have a red. Oh, you Savage and Okamoto. I don't have a Vladdy jersey, but you know. But I get the Savage throwback. Mason Fluharty in. If I get the Savage throwback, I could get a Vladdy jersey and an Okamoto jersey. I mean, I was probably always going to get an Okamoto jersey, but knowing me, but I was probably always going to get an Okamoto jersey, knowing me. And how biased I am towards Japan and the history. But, you know, it's always probably going to happen, but Okamoto legitimately is the Jays' best hitter this year, and he's had his struggles. Which jersey is closer to 2014 Argentina, the 2026 or the 2022 kit? I'd say 2026. I'd say the 2026 kit. I mean, there's no, well, oh, no, actually 2022. Actually, the 2022 kit. I was thinking about the Copa America kit, not the 2022 kit. No, the 2022 kit, actually. There was a lot more black on that one, like there was the 2014 jersey. Mason Fluharty, a 3-0 count there. Actually, 2022. Yeah, actually, 2022. And he walked Miguel Amaya. 1-0 to Ivory Coast. We're waiting for the second half to start, but it's close. Accents and fonts in 26 are closer. I'd say 2026, the black is darker on the 2022, but the accents and fonts in 26 are closer to 2014. Yeah, fair enough. That Copa kit was so different, though. And the Copa kit was probably, well, no, it wasn't. You know what? Actually, I'd like to put it like this. In my opinion, the 2022 kit is like the 2014 and 2018 kit had a baby. Here we go. Huh? Ivory Coast. Am I reading that right? Ivory Coast to kick off the second half. Mexico, 1998. Well, we were just talking about Argentina jerseys, but I do love that jersey, though. That Mexico 98 jersey. The Mayan calendar jersey. I love it. I love it. One 0 45th minute. Playing forward. Oh, if Ivory Coast scored another goal, that'd be crazy, man. Ivory Coast, whoever wins this game will advance to the round of 32. If Germany loses this game, they will have to beat Ecuador, which won't be easy. Look, crazy. Here's the crazy part. If Germany loses, they'll have to beat Ecuador, which won't be easy either. Ecuador beats Curacao, they will, I guess, eliminate Curacao because then only Curacao can get 3 points and they don't have head-to-head over Germany or Ecuador for that matter. So if Curacao loses, they will be eliminated from the World Cup. With either result, frankly. Now, if there's a draw, we'll see what happens. We'll talk about that in a couple of hours when that game starts. And the Blue Jays have... Ah, crap. And the Blue Jays, the bases are loaded with no outs for the Cubs. Crow Armstrong with a hit. Decided to add my fuzzy cardigan and jacket to SoCal packing list. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, if it's cold, that's a good idea. Or chilly. And the Cubs have 3 on. The leading runs at the plate for the Cubs. Fuck. Well, we took the lead just to blow it. Playing forward. Germany. Jays took the lead just to blow it. Shot wide. And Horner is up next for the Cubs. That just sucks. A 5-run inning just to blow it right back. Yeah, the ocean breeze, yeah. Jesus Christ. This Jays team might actually suck. I don't know. This is the first time I've said this all year, but I got to be honest. This Jays team might suck. Corner for Germany. Verts. Fluharty's getting pulled. Caught. Or not. Well, I don't know, actually. Is he? They're going back from their mound visit. "49th minute. Are the Braves the one close to dethroning the Dodgers? Yes. Yes, they are. And I hope they do it. Whether the Jays are in the playoffs or not, I hope the Braves do it. Let's go Braves! No, I don't plan to do, if the Jays don't make the playoffs, I don't plan to do the Braves games like I did the Jays games last year. No, I don't. Maybe the NLCS. Maybe. I'm a Braves fan, but I ain't that big of a Braves fan. We ain't gonna ruin the streaming schedule in October for the Braves like we did the Jays. Besides, the Braves won I've seen the Braves win a World Series. Jays. I wasn't alive in 1993. I watch the highlights every year. In-play outs. In-play outs. Louis Varland's in for Fluharty. It's 8-6. Because it depends. Shot. They're trying to stop players from saying slurs. And if you cover your mouth, it can't be told if you have a said a slur. What about Chipper Jones? Ground out to a force out at second. They got the force out at second. Seiya Suzuki at the plate. Andrew Jones was amazing. Freddie Freeman's amazing. Chipper Jones is amazing. Chipper Jones is amazing. Andrew Jones, Freddie Freeman, legends. Greg Maddux, John Smoltz. Well, he's a horrible commentator, but he's an amazing baseball player. Playing forward, Ivory Coast. Shot over the bar. Rafael Furcal, legend, damn good player. That is cool that you met Rafael Furcal. You're the same height as him. That's cool. Cardinals and Braves legend, by the way. He played for the Cardinals for a while, don't you know? Legend, Rafael Furcal. Legend. I was happy when he played for the Cardinals as much as he was the Braves. 51st minute. '52nd minute. Ivory Coast are getting after that Germany back line. Germany might be washed. Actually, no, shit, they are. Actually, you know what? No, they're right. No, Sun's right. They're washed. Germany is washed. You know what? You're right. I've seen the light. I've seen the light. The hype ain't real. The hype wasn't real. Oh, Suzuki swinging strike, blocked it. Boom. Blue Jays are out away from getting to the ninth without much damage. Any out will get them out of it. With the 2-run lead. With a chance to hit, and then they'll have to field out the 3 outs. I wonder if Varland's going to stay in next inning. Picked up by the goalie. Fofana. Ball. Varland. 53rd minute. 0-1. Fifty-third minute. They caught it. They got out of it. Ivory Coast pushed over corner. Blue Jays got out of the inning. Flat out to Miles Straw. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from winning the game that we thought, well, they were cooked in. Multiple times. Yeah, I saw. That was sad, man. Bobby Cox, managerial legend for the Braves and the Toronto Blue Jays. He did manage the Blue Jays, by the way. 1985 ALCS team. That was awesome, too. I always liked Bobby Cox. Bobby Cox he fought for his guys. He was fair. He was honest. He was a damn good manager. He was a damn good leader. Legend. I'm glad he got to see the Braves win the World Series, and then he got to see the trophy that they took it to him. They both, Brian and him met, and Brian brought him the trophy, and he got to see it after his stroke. I'm glad he got to see all that, because to me, Bobby Cox is the Braves. He is the embodiment of what the Atlanta Braves, even though he did coach the Toronto Blue Jays. He did manage the Toronto Blue Jays. Bobby Cox is the Atlanta Braves. And, you know, played for the Yankees back in the day too. I care more about the fact that I want history to know that he coached the Blue Jays. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget he was the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays. We cannot forget that. He coached two of my favorite teams. Let's not let history forget this, by the way. Let's not let history forget this. Even though he does embody the Braves, I can say I didn't get to see it. I wasn't alive in 85, but at least history says that Bobby Cox coached 2 of my favorite teams, managed 2 of my favorite teams. My favorite team and one of my other favorite teams. My favorite team and one of my other favorites. So I'm always going to. So technically, if you really want to go there, Cito Gaston is the best Blue Jays manager of all time. That's just facts. It's Cito Gaston. It's Cito. John Gibbons is second. Bobby Cox is third. Then John Schneider. Because I don't think John Schneider is actually that good of a manager, but he made a World Series. You could say that makes him number 3, but he ain't the reason they made that World Series. If anything, he's lucky these players are good. Yeah, I'll take 2 managers who lost an American League Championship Series over John Schneider. John Schneider's a joke. I don't care. I don't care. I wanted him fired last fall. At least if we won the World Series, the shit we're pulling now would have been like, okay, fine, we won. It doesn't matter. Now it's like we missed a really good opportunity. Lock in. Fair enough. I've been doing this the whole time. 57th minute. Ah, crap. 0-1. Blame McChronicle. I won't even have checked if he didn't say anything. Last time Germany was in 2014. Now just 2014. That Confederations Cup team was a C team, 2014. Maybe 2015. Not that anybody would. I think the Euros were a disaster for him too, yeah. Location LARPing is the best and most rewarding LARP. It's easy to record yourself right outside a mall or a restaurant. Don't even have to go in. Fair enough. Yeah, you're not wrong. Playing forward is Germany. Yes. Regular old Braves home hat with a red brim, New Era fitted, and then the red alternate jersey. I've worn it on camera before. The red alternate Nike jersey. Well, I think I've worn it during this tournament. At least the jersey. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm surprised. You're right, honestly. I can't believe they don't have anybody who's better than him. Like, you would think there'd be somebody better than him. Like, he hasn't really been the same since he left Man City. Especially since he left Bayern. Like, who exactly is there? Like, why is there nobody who can replace him? Like, in theory, you would think that, well, I mean, Musiala plays the 10, but you're telling me there's nobody. They could have called up Llewellyn coming on for Sane. Okay, finally. Undav, no, Amiri, Pavlovic off, Musiala off as well. Amiri and Rudiger. They put on Antonio Rudiger. Ay. Oh, they did that at the half. Undav, Amiri, and Llewellyn. One sub left. Finally signing off. What's going on? Good point. What is going on? I think they might just completely lose this game. I think they're cooked. All right. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from winning. 61st minute. Ivory Coast have been pretty damn good, and Germany made some subs finally. Let's see what happens. Will they come back and take the lead in this game? Or will they only draw? Or will they lose? Which, what a disaster that would be. Over the bar. What a disaster that would be. Verts is disappointing me, Ron. He's so tentative and indecisive. As I said, Arne Slot ruined him. Arne Slot destroyed Florian Wirtz. '61st minute. That part I wasn't kidding about. 62 minutes. I mean, I guess saying someone can take a swing from your balls is basically saying they can F off. I guess that's what it is. In-play outs. 1 out for the Jays in the 9th. I guess that's what it... I haven't seen anybody say exactly what it means as an insult, but I'm going to guess it means somebody can F off. Without saying F off, but still having a lot of gusto, I guess. pop out for Bregman. Okay, 62 minutes. Again, the only time I've ever heard take a swing from my balls is that Robot Chicken episode where they did the Masterpiece Theater reference. That's the only time I've ever heard somebody say that. So. I actually think it's a good insult, though, you know. It's a wonder it barely gets used or even gets talked about. Kimmich take the corner. Kimmich to take the corner. Yeah. 83rd minute. Or 63rd minute. Blah. 63rd minute. I wish this game was going fast. And that's going to be out. 2. Punched away. Wide. In play, no outs. Or not. I just came from volunteering with the church, East Harlem. It's a group of 10 Christians praying for people. I prayed for 3 people. Good. Germany needs a new set piece taker. They need a new everything. They need a new everything. Honestly, they need a new everything except for Musiala. And maybe manager. I'm not going to blame this on Nagelsmann, though. To be honest. I'm not going to blame this on him. 64th minute. If there's anybody to blame, it ain't Nagelsmann. To be honest. '64th minute. What is Kimmich doing? But God, Germany is a failed country in a depressed state. The sooner you'll put out the grass, the better. We don't know you. We don't like you. Our logic and reason to prove you wrong. 65th minute. '65th minute. Ivory Coast leading the group as it stands. Who would have thought we'd be saying those words? Not me. At all in this tournament, not just now. Wild pitch. 65th minute. '65th minute. Got him. 2 out. Corner for Germany. Blue Jays are 1 out away from winning the game. 8-6. 66th minute. Ball crossed in. Header punched away. 66th minute. And the goalie, Fofana, is down. 11 shots to 8. How we doing, Mile High? How we doing? Playing backwards, that'll be back to Neuer, 67th minute. Our next game is the Curacao-Ecuador game. We'll have a live review for that one. Then we'll be live for Japan v. Tunisia. Playing forward. Here comes Germany. Germany over the top. Header. Shot. Undav. 1-1. Undav saves them. Undav saves them. 67th minute tie game. Germany finally gets one. Denise Undav. 1-1. Muller laughing. Oh, yeah, he's there because he plays in Canada now. The ball gets to Undav. Thoughts on soccer fans with World Cup jerseys showing up to MLB games and USL games. It's awesome. I love it. Undav knocks the ball into the net. Get the ball! They did. They did. Turkey Air's still winning. Oh, because he's Turkish? He got Turkish blood? That's the only Turkish that's winning is Undav. Good thing. Could be worse. He could be playing for Turkey. Could be worse. Could be playing for Turkey. At least he chose right. They might be bad too, but at least he chose right. 1-1. 2 straight goals for games. 2 straight games with goals for Undav. Ball playing forward. Germany plays it into the box. Havertz loses it. Oh my God. That was so much to a leading goal. Almost to a leading goal. And the Blue Jays win. Ground out for Ramirez. 8-6 Blue Jays. 38 wins in the season for the Toronto Blue Jays. They've won. Win number 38. We thought they were cooked. They were not. They got it done. 1-1 between Germany and Ivory Coast. Now I'm going to be locked in completely. Don't worry. There's no more hockey, and the Blue Jays have won. Undav buries that. Turkey wanted Undav. No wonder. Well, I guess a half game behind the Athletics. 70th minute. Silly geese. Silly, silly geese. Oh. 70 minutes. Cross in, headed away. '71st minute. The Dutch have invaded Dutch Bros. That's funny. Water break, 72 minutes. So there's 2 hours between this match and the Curacao-Ecuador match. So by the time that game starts, you'll see the streams for tomorrow up on this channel. I would assume. I would think so. I would think so. So there you go. 2 hours in between. What a day. And there's 2 hours in between the Curacao match and the Japan match as well. because the Japan match starts at 11, the Curacao match starts at 7. So 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock is 2 hours. But we'll see what we do. Curacao versus Ecuador could be a dud of a game. Yeah, but it's a CONCACAF game, so we will focus on it. Well, we're watching them all anyway, but we'll have coach play Diamande on the left. Because I guess he prefers to. I mean, that's not really a question I can answer. I mean, I'm not the coach. Oh. Kasperi Kapanen is going to test the free agent market this summer in the NHL. I want it back in Toronto. Bring back Kasperi Kapanen to Toronto. I think he'd still be good on the third line or something, you know. Maybe the third or fourth line, you know. Substitutions. Honestly, Ahmad isn't even good enough for you to move Diamande position because of him. I mean, you're not wrong per se, but 1-1. The winner of this game advances to the round of 32. If this ends up a draw, nobody advances before the final match day. Right. Well, I guess that would be the case. Either way, 74th minute. Ivory Coast has to take the momentum back if they want to win. Ivory Coast first half is lucky. Germany made unnecessary fouls. Yeah, they did. But they still made fouls. And Germany they didn't have really many true good chances besides the ones that went in off of a foul. Are you doing the late game? Yeah, I'm doing both. I've done them all. Why would I stop doing them all? I'm doing Japan versus Tunisia, yes. Yes. Bonnie Diallo and Sangare are off for Gesund, Adingra, and Fofana. So, yes. I've done them all. I've done every game. Every game. Why would I stop now? Look, I said 104 of 104. We're on the track to do 104 of 104. And that will be completed. Well, let me guess, you root for Japan. Yes. Hi. Hi. Gambare! Gambare, samurai! Gambare, samurai, Japan! Gambare! Diamande's a quality player. He and Kimmich are going to be a great battle to watch. Yeah. As of now, 4 points for both teams. If Ecuador, one of the two teams between Ecuador and Curacao win, or they draw, they could both be on 4 points, and then this group gets wild. Or one of them could be on 4 points, and this group gets wild. Or they both could be, actually. If they both were, if Curacao was to beat Ivory Coast and Ecuador was to beat Germany, they all could be on 4 points if Curacao and Ecuador draw. This could get completely wild. Plumb wild, you might say. Gambare! Gambare, Samurai Japan! Gambare! Samurai Blue, Gambare! I can see a lot of upsets at the knockout stage. There's already been a good amount of crazy upsets or crazy results in the group stage. I mean, that's what the World Cup is. I mean, you add more teams, you know. Anybody can win. I mean, the ball's round. Any given Sunday, right? Or any given whenever the hell the game's being played, you know? I mean, you play the games for a reason. If it was all about who was the better team on paper, France would have won 3 straight World Cups. I mean, I know Argentina is pretty good too, but, you know, Morocco wouldn't have made it to the semifinals if it was about what was on paper. Cristiano Ronaldo would have made a World Cup semifinal, which I think would be the furthest he's ever gone. Either way, 4 years ago. So, again, it's about what – if it was all about what was on paper, Germany would be winning this match 3-0. It's not about what's on paper. It's about what happens on the day. And I think that's always been part of the World Cup or upsets. Like you're saying, hello, I think there's going to be some. It's not like you're saying some that's never happened before. We always get an okay amount of upsets. I'm not going to say half and half, but I'm not going to say 8 games are going to be upsets and 8 aren't, but there's going to be a solid amount of upsets. I'm sure, even if I might not predict them to go that way. No, the final would have been England versus Argentina. England were way better than France. Really? France's locker room at the time was a disaster waiting to happen, and that's why I thought they'd fail in 22. Mbappe said, nah. And the champion's curse. I thought both of that would have knocked them, but I think I had them getting out of the group anyway 4 years ago. It was during the knockout stage I thought they'd falter. 78th minute, at least, I think both times. The first predictions and the knockout predictions. 78 minutes. Watch the game, you know it. Yeah, but Cristiano, as I said, if it was all about what was on paper 4 years ago, Cristiano Ronaldo would have been in a World Cup semifinal because they were on the same side of the bracket as France. As in Morocco versus Portugal, if you remember correctly, Morocco and France was a semifinal. Cristiano beats Morocco. The semifinal is Portugal, France. Or I guess as you think, England. But either way, Cristiano Ronaldo was washed. He was washed 4 years ago. He's even more washed now. Any fraudulent activity so far today? Netherlands won 5-1. And Germany. Which referee is worse? Byron Moreno or Tom Henny? Moreno. 79th minute. Foul. 80th minute. 10 minutes to go. Blue Jays win. Let's go. 80th minute. France are bad in Euros and good in World Cups. That is true. Oh, that's a funny post. Somebody made a drawing that said, I'm so sure you would have won the World Cup if you hadn't torn your ACL. Pinche rodilla. Pinche rodilla. Lesionando pinche rodilla. Mi ganador de la Copa Mundial para no lesionado pinche rodilla. Talking like one of those uncles at a freaking Liga MX game or a Mexican game. That wasn't perfect, I know. I tried. Playing forward, 82 minutes. I've never injured my knee, just for absolute clarity. 82 minutes. 83rd minute. Final substitution, Douay. Guela Douay is on for Ivory Coast. No, I'm not. He's one of the best players in baseball, yes. Prediction, France versus England final. Is that your prediction or you want me to predict it? France 3-0. Playing forward. Your prediction. Playing forward. 1-1 between Germany and Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast were better in the first half. They've actually been good pretty much. I think they've been solid all game. The bad news is Germany has found a way to at least get something out of this. Pepe on for Diamande. Ooh, that's a choice. They put on Pepe for Diamande. Okay, that's a choice. That's a choice. '85th minute. Goretzka on for Havertz. And no subs are left. Every sub has been used. '85th minute. Undav, 68 minutes. Kessier in the 30th. 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. City is screwed next season. I mean, Enzo Maresca has won a Club World Cup, though. But probably. They're going to fall off, I agree. I don't think Enzo Maresca is going to do what Pep has done. If City don't start red hot, then again, if Arne Slot could win a Premier League after Klopp walked away, but that Liverpool team started red hot. City can't do their slow start and chase the title thing anymore. They can't do that. They cannot do that. They're not going to suck for 6 months and then just knock away 16 straight wins to win the league. It's not happening. That's done. If City is to win the league, they're going to be dominant throughout the season, or at least very consistent. Maybe not dominant, but very consistent. Very, very win a lot of games. They're not going to suck for 6 months. I didn't say we weren't screwed. I didn't say we weren't screwed. I mean, I believe in Xabi Alonso, but you're probably right. We're screwed. But I said nothing of us. We've been screwed. We've been fucked. Chelsea have been fucked. They've been screwed. City is now newly screwed. Like, there's no way to say, how do I put this? Looking at Chelsea, like, you know what we are. Like, maybe Xabi Alonso does save us. Like, I like to cope and say, yeah, if Xabi Alonso's going to pull an Antonio Conte, go from 10th place to champions because of the no European games. I'd like to say that. It is 10 years later from that miracle run. But I know we're fucked. I know we're fucked. We've been fucked. Here comes Ivory Coast. Ah, crap. That was the moment. Too slow. You men will play one game per week. You have 300 players on your roster. That's true. Trash. At this point, I kind of want Germany to win the game after that. How do you screw that up? Dude. If MLS is that's an MLS level play. Let's be real. Europe's supposed to be better, right? If Europe's supposed to be better, you should have scored that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now I want Germany to win now. Fuck that. I want Germany to win now. That's just crazy. Shot, save. Nah. Now I want Germany to win now. After that. You can't be a European player and do what he did there. You cannot be. Bayern are winning the league. Or the UCL. I would like to see it. I would not mind it at all. Well, okay. Well, Alphonso Davies is going to win the UCL, so no, I don't mind it at all. The main difference between the Dallas Cowboys and Bayern Munich is they can actually win trophies. So Alphonso Davies actually wins trophies instead of Dak Prescott. But for the sake of Alphonso Davies, I mean, it's better than PSG, even without Alphonso. But for the sake of Fonzie, I think they can, and I hope they do. And I like Vincent Kompany. I think he's a good guy, good manager. I like Vincent Kompany. I do. Even though he's a City guy, I can't hate Vincent Kompany. Like, he's too likable. He's too likable. I mean, it's just the facts. Vincent Kompany, honestly, I'd go to war for him. I'd run through a wall for him. I'm not going to lie. I'd run through a wall for Vincent Kompany. I ain't going to lie. To be honest. 90th minute. Honestly, I'd love... I mean, there's a lot of managers in football, footballers and managers that I'd love to talk shop with and shoot the shit with. Vincent Kompany is one of them. I'm not going to lie. Like, Vincent Kompany is one of them. Germany shot, save. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Kompany philosophy was always good, just not meant for the EFL Championship. At Bayern, great players. With great players is sky's the limit. Yep. Over Messi or Ronaldo. Well, at least you're different. At least you're different. What would you change up about the World Cup, the rules? I mean, I like this World Cup. I'm enjoying this. I don't know. I mean, we're not going to go back down to 32, and I really don't want us to go to 64. I don't like the lucky losers rule, though. I don't like the third-place teams advancing to the knockout stage. But if you have 48, that's going to happen. But you have 12 groups. You can't do a round of 24. You have to do a round of 32. So that's the only thing I don't like. I mean, I'm fine with a head-to-head tiebreaker being a big tiebreaker, especially with the lucky losers. It makes sense. That's not just goal differential, like the head-to-head has to matter. Because if it didn't, you might be up the creek without a paddle when it comes to mathematically running these. I'd rather, if the only good thing about 64 teams is there be a round of 32 where it's top two. Kompany was always going to be a good manager. Pep specifically used to talk to him about coaching, even in the locker room with the players around. I just don't know if 64. I think we're pushing the limit with 48. Now, there probably will be 64 teams in the next World Cup because it's been rumored and kicked around incessantly. It's going to happen. The only good thing about that, I think we might be stretching ourselves too thin with 64. 48, I can't say we have, but it depends on how strong the group of teams is. But this year, no, it seems like 48 was still pretty good and still quality. But 64, though, I mean, yeah, for Italy's sake, sure, let's go to 64. It's funny, you know what's sad? That if we were thinking about 64 teams about 10 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, for Canada's sake, that would be awesome. Because I would have only thought Italy was going to miss the World Cup. Well, they weren't even missed the World Cup yet 10 years ago. Now that I'm saying for Italy's sake, how fucked up is it? Like, legitimately, how fucked up is it that I say, hey, 64 teams would be good for Italy's sake. At least we won't miss a World Cup anymore. Goal! Goal! Germany takes the lead. Wait. Undav is on. He was on. 2-1. He was on. Undav scores. 2-1. Undav. Turkey are still winning. Off gets Deutschland. 48 teams is a good amount to let new rising nations actually develop in the world, but competitive enough to only let real teams qualify. Exactly. But do you realize how messed up it is that I can say instead of Canada, like 10 years ago, if 64 teams was rumored, which it was maybe once every so often, I was like, hey, it's a good thing for Canada. They may actually make a World Cup for the second time. Now, 10 years later, I'm like, you know what? 64 teams would be good. That means Italy's going to make the World Cup again. Then again, I said that about 48 teams. 94th minute. They couldn't fuck up 64, right? Italy can't fuck up 64, right? There's no way, right? Undav scores. What a goal, too. Undav with a brace. Germany's going to the round of 32. Disaster averted. They will win the group if Ecuador wins or draws, yeah? Or, no, actually, that was Ivory Coast. If Curacao wins or draws, Germany will win the group. Because Curacao, they'd have to head-to-head over Curacao. Undav with a goal. 2-1. +4. Undav, man of the match. He saved Germany's ass. He's onside. Yep, he saved their ass. 95th minute. German discipline. Well, I mean, Cape Verde drew Spain. That's a real team. Like, what? You're just saying they were lucky? Are you just saying it was a fairy tale? Well, shit, I guess everybody must be, I'm in love with a fairy tale, even though it hurts. Either way. I think if you draw Spain, you're a real team. I think you are. Like, I mean, yeah, the ball's round, but we thought they'd get destroyed 5-6-0. And then Vozinha comes up and makes himself the most famous man in the world. 2-1. It was all Vozinha. Well, hey. There you go. I just said that. 96th minute. And Nagelsmann is losing his mind right now. For what reason? And it's full time. Germany will advance to the round of 32. They nearly bottled it, but they got it done. 2-1 to Germany. Ivory Coast thought they had a big win on their hands, but in the end, the Germans showed through. German discipline shows through. Dennis Undav, man of the match. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification on subscribe. Hit that hype button to put this up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you in 2 hours. It's 5 p.m. and the Curacao match starts at 7. I'll see you in 2 hours for Curacao versus Ecuador. And then we'll review that game once it's over. And then, of course, we'll be live for Japan, Tunisia as well. So 2 more lives and 1 review today. We'll have a 2-hour break. And I'll see you in a bit. I actually get to do a little bit more work. I'll get the streams up for tomorrow within the next 2 hours. I'm sure they'll be up pretty soon. With that being said, I'll see you soon. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See you.